Ladies and gentlemen, continuing our halftime entertainment, the Cabot High School cheer team. Attention to the 50-yard line for a special recognition. On Friday, May 17th, the Cabot girls softball team made history by winning their first state title. During the state tournament, at the conference camp, they defeated Marshall in the first round by a score of 10-2. The semifinal game was a 6-3 victory over Bentonville West. In the state final, Cabot faced the defending state champions, the Lady Tigers of Bentonville. Your Lady Panthers won the state title by a final score of 5-3 to take home their first state championship. The MVP of the state final is Riley Walsall. Check out the final play on our Jumbotron.
That's it. That's it.
Riley Walsall, Riley Hamilton, Graves Neal, Lane Smith, Hallie Gainwell, Kirsten Jones, Savannah Snow, Savannah Granzine, Lexi Halpine, Riley Williams, Olivia Geeter, Paige Pierpoint, Zoe Conklin, Marie Zariga, Brooklyn Walker, Adria Brady, Grace Fair, Autumn Alsup, Chloe Hewleman, and coaches Chris Coates, Stacey Dahlman, and Tori Wilborn. And give a big round of applause for your Lady State Champions. These ladies would like to thank the parents, the community, and the Panther Foundation for all the support during the season. Let's give another round of our state champion girls softball team, the Lady Panthers, and go for another season.
Go! Panthers! Go! Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please for an important safety message. In the event of an emergency evacuation,
Ladies and gentlemen, for your continued halftime entertainment, please welcome to the field the Spirit of Cabot High School Marching Band. Tonight, the band will be performing the opening movement of the 2019 competition show titled Adorable. The show features the music of France and the simple and comical story of a skunk on the quest for companionship. Next Friday, the Freshman Academy Band will be with us as the high school travels to Louisville, Kentucky to compete in the Bands of America Kentucky Regional Marching Championship. The band will be competing against some of the best bands in the country, including bands from 8 different sections. The Cabot School District is proud to present the largest band high school in the state, the Spirit of Cabot, Arkansas. This band is off the chain, the Cabot High School Marching Band.
Salut.
It was a warm day in France when the lonely skunk waltzed into town.
Donc, tu viens d'où, Ron?
Je viens de Chicago.
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a à Chicago?
Il y a des immeubles.
Il y a aussi les fameux l'Amérique.
entered the second half leading 21-14. Evan, what a half that was for the Panthers. Is there any improvements that you know Coach Reed really told his players that they need to work on?
Focus.
Focus, focus, focus.
That's where all things start, is focusing.
His players are just coming out of the halftime rest breaks, whatever you want to call it, just getting back to this game as Cabot with an electrifying first half. Rhett Thurman just taking some practice kicks. Tyler G had a touchdown pass to Kyle Rudolph early in the first quarter. Graham Turner had 2 rushing touchdowns, both short yard runs, not anything big. As both teams are getting stretched here, prevent cramps, prevent any other kind of stretching related injury. Going into the half, me and you talked off camera, off stream, that Graham Turner has had a phenomenal short yard rushing game here tonight. But when he breaks open like that, then he's going to get the 25-yarders, even 30 and plus with a touchdown. So with that being said, is Graham Turner going to break loose and score a big touchdown here in the second half?
He may score 1 because the defense knows he has 2, which will allow us to look more on our wide receivers. Draws the attention away from DeCairo, Jake Mowdy, Freeman, Tanner Wilson. It opens up more options to me.
That is true. Like I was saying, a lot in the first half, just get DeCairo the ball, and he'll catch jump balls a lot. But what you really need to avoid if you're a Wildcat defender is leaving him in open space, allowing him to break free, because the first touchdown of the game for the Cabot Panthers was a jump ball to Kyle Rudolph. He broke free and scored. And like I've always said, even before the season started, to him, to Tyler G, and Cairo, we trust. That is a saying you will probably hear me say all season, because it is true. Because when we need DeCaro, he has come through strong for us. When we needed Tyler G to make a big-time throw, he has made that big-time throw. Usually it's to Kyle Rudolph, but most times it's not, because the defense knows if DeCaro is getting these jump balls, then G's going to be looking for him. There's no shadow of a doubt. But what I want to switch focus to is, during the first half, towards the end of it, the El Dorado Wildcats really got the mobile quarterback going. Last week against the Zebras, we really struggled with that. And this second half of play, if they can do it again and Cabot doesn't find a way to stop it, then there's no doubt in my mind that they'll come back and score and tie the ball game up. So, Evan, if you're a defensive coach, defensive back coach, line coach, linebackers coach, what do you tell your guys to really to get them to prevent the quarterback run?
I would say stay. Don't fall for it, because we know he's going to try to rush out of it. Once we collapse, he's looking for that gap, that one weakness that we have, and he's going to attack it and attack it and attack it until he gets free.
As the El Dorado Wildcats will have the ball first in the second half of play, because the Panthers started the game with the ball, which, in my opinion, really gave the Panthers a lot of momentum until the Wildcats were able to shift it. His Rhett Thurman's kick is up in a line drive.
It is returnable.
That is the first returnable kick of tonight's contest, as he's just out into open field, brought down around the 20. He was just better off just kneeling it instead of running to the 20. That's just a waste of your stamina and energy. So it'll be 1st and 10, 11:54 left in the third quarter. Your Cabot Panthers are leading 21-14. Tyler Parks is, like I've said before, a great defensive back.
Along with Houston Wiley over there.
Houston Wiley almost had a big play in the first half, almost getting an interception, which would have been his first on the season. As the Wildcats are in shotgun, they run a little read option.
As it looks like, tripped up by number 31, Preston Kiahi.
That would be rushed by number 1, Sharman Rester, the sophomore quarterback who is 5'10". What a day, what a contest he has had. What a day he has had on this Panther defense. 11:26 left here now. Hands the ball off. He'll be up the gut. There's a swarm of red jerseys bringing him down at about the 35-yard line. Just really rushing attack here for the Wildcats. Not really much of an air game, more of a ground game. They're really just running and shooting it here because that line is doing a phenomenal job for them. As the Cabot defense, the linebackers really need to stay at home like we were talking about earlier and prevent these 6-yard, 7-yard, 8-yard, and even before 20-yard rushing gains that will really gives the momentum back to the Wildcats offense. The refs are just waving the play off now.
False start on the offense.
It's a lot. We saw that a lot in the first half. I'm surprised we see it again. I'm not surprised we see it here in the second half, but I am surprised that we see it so early with 10 minutes and 55 seconds left here in the third quarter of play.
If I was Cabot defense right now, I'm knowing they're running the ball.
As that will be
his passes have not been very great passes, very good. They've all been off the mark.
That'll be a little speed option there. A really good pickup there for the Wildcats. It'll be first and 10 ball on the 50. And in the first half when they were throwing the ball, like I mentioned earlier, before the half ended, their quarterback really threw a lot of low balls. Threw a lot of low passes to receivers. As he's getting ready for the snap, he claps his hands, he gets it. He's just rushing right up the gut, and he'll be almost brought down. But Cabot is swarming him, and he'll be brought down in the backfield. It'll be a sack for the Cabot Panthers with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left. Your score 21-14. Your Cabot Panthers are still leading with second. It is now 2nd and 11 for the Wildcats.
He did a lot of running right there. But guess what? Got him nowhere.
That is true. Is probably for one of the only times tonight when the quarterback rushes the ball, it gets him nowhere. As time's winding down here, he's just looking for the pass. He lays it deep, and that will be dropped. That was almost a catch.
Great defense by
the Cabot Panther defense.
Houston Wiley.
There's that name again. Houston Wiley almost had a big play in the first half. Now, early in the second half, he's breaking up passes, making it 3rd and 11 with 10 minutes left. And before this game's over, I wouldn't be surprised if Houston Wiley gets an interception because he's been close twice. And you know what they say, 3 times a charm. So you give him that chance again, there's no doubt in my mind that he won't come away with it. And possibly with his speed, get a good yard, get a good gain for the offense to take over as he's just running the pocket, drops the pass, and intercepted! That will be intercepted for the Cabot Panthers. Houston Wiley, what did I say? That is Houston Wiley with the interception there. Like I said, you give him that chance, and he will come away with that ball. That was an easy interception for Houston Wiley. Like I was saying earlier, you make them play the quarterback position, and this is what happens. But he can run all he wants, but when it comes to throwing, that's where he lacks in talent. That's where he's not as exceptional. But when it comes to him being mobile, that's where he gets his yards, gets his yards up, gets his gains up. But when it comes to passing, stuff like that happens. This will be 1st and 10 for your Cabot offense.
With the El Dorado Wildcats, I'm surprised their quarterback didn't realize that he almost intercepted it twice already tonight and won the play right before. So he decided to throw it again.
Well, there's no doubt that these players want to just rub it in the face of Coach Reed. They're like, you left us, so we're going to do everything in our power to disrespect your defense, to disrespect your offense. So I think that right there was just a sign of pure disrespect by the El Dorado offense. Just a short little run there. It'll be third down for the Cabot Panthers.
Graham Turner.
There's that name, the dangerous Graham Turner. It's Cabot. We're looking a little lackluster on the first possession of the second half. As G claps for the ball, he drops back looking for a pass. He drops it. The Kyle Rudolph will catch that across midfield, and that will be a Cabot Panther first down. With 8 minutes and 41 seconds left, your Cabot Panthers are still ahead, 21-14.
Tristan,
Evan,
as we saw in the first half, that catch by Jake Mowdy turned the whole game around.
can I say something before you finish?
Do you think that Cairo will do the same thing?
Before I answer that question, I have one thing to say. In Cairo, we trust. But anyways, back to your question. I do believe that the Cairo Rudolph will become more of a threat here, as the referees will just wave that play off. There's our 8 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the third quarter of play. Be a false start on the offense. They'll come back 5 yards. But what a pass that was by Tyler G. Tyler G just had the Kyle Rudolph covered, but with the Kyle Rudolph speed, he just broke away from the defenders and got open and got that pass and was brought down before anything catastrophic could happen to him. This will be 1st and 15 for the Cabot Panthers here as G has the ball. He hands it off to Graham Turner. Graham Turner up the gut. He'll just be swallowed and thrown back down, almost hitting Tyler G's knees there with his helmet. Be it dropped around the 46, 48-yard line. Be 2nd and 14 for your Cabot Panthers. 7 minutes, 49 seconds left. Guess what, Evan?
What?
The Panthers are still winning 21-14. As
For them to come out first defensive possession of the half and get an interception, that's just phenomenal for us.
that is, as Tyler G drops back looking for a pass. He just throws a quick little pass that is caught. And that'll be looks to be almost was a first down for the Cabot Panther offense. Be 7 minutes and 10 seconds and counting. 3rd and 3. 21-14 is your score.
Caught by our backup quarterback, Kyler Carmack.
Man, it's dangerous. Man is dangerous. As you saw earlier, he had a big-time catch, which led to a Graham Turner touchdown. So last week, he came in for Tyler G at the start of the 4th quarter, was it? Had a really good game starting at quarterback. He just dumps it off here, and he breaks free. Jake Mowdy is down around the 32-yard line, and that will be a Cabot Panther first down. 6 minutes and 37 seconds left. Your Cabot Panthers are still on top, 21-14.
This all started with that catch by Cairo.
It did. Actually, it started with the interception by Houston Wiley, if you want to get technical. As that is just about this dropped. Had a man open there.
Had two of them, Kyler Carmack and Cairo, as Kyler Carmack tried to dive for the ball, but it was just out of reach.
As it'll be 2nd and 10, ball on the 32 with 6 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the third quarter of play. Tyler G just, in the head of Tyler G right now, you got to be thinking, how can I get in the end zone just to rub it in the face of the Wildcats? As he hands it off, Tyler G drops back. He's looking for the pass, and that will be caught by Graham Turner, it looks like. And that will be
just short of a first down.
just short of the first down. 6 minutes left in the ball game. Be 3rd and 1. That's what I was talking about earlier, the wheel route from your running back. What a great route that was by Graham Turner. As your offense here is really driving down the field, looking to get something on the board here as they're back in that I formation. He snaps it. He fakes the handoff. Oh, no, he does hand the ball off. Graham Turner is off the gut, and it will be brought down around the 19-yard line, looks like.
That'll be another Cabot Panther.
And it'll be a Cabot Panther first down. 21-14 is your score with 5 minutes and 25 seconds left in this 3rd quarter of the play of the game. They're back in that I formation now. Tyler G snaps the ball off, heads off. No, he don't. He drops back. He's rolling. He throws it, and that will be. Oh, just missed the Kyler Rudolph in the corner there. It looks like.
Looks like Kyler Carmack or
regardless, it will be a 2nd and 10 for the Cabot Panthers.
Jake Mowdy. Looking for his man, Jake Mowdy, over there. It looked like if the ball was in play, it could have been pass interference. But since the ball was not catchable,
there's no flag.
Because with that obvious two-hand shove to the back, it would have been thrown.
Tyler G snaps the ball here. He dumps it off to Kyle Rudolph. Kyle Rudolph is up the gut. He's at the 10. He's at around the 5-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds, which will be, looks like, another Cabot Panther. It'll be a Cabot Panther 1st and goal for the Panthers. 5 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter of play. Been running the ball exceptionally well on this drive. Been passing the ball exceptionally well on this drive. What are they going to do here? Looks like they're going back to that I formation. They're going to run the play action? Or are they going to run it with Graham Turner? As it looks like instead it'll just be a timeout here. Anyways, Evan, 1st and goal, ball on the 5. What do? You run it with Graham Turner, who's had 2 touchdowns on the night, or do you just try to get it to one of your receivers with Tyler G? Or, as we saw earlier, do you keep the ball with G and have him score just by running a quarterback keeper?
I would not keep the ball with G just because he is our quarterback. We need to keep him healthy for the rest of the game because you know that the defense they're hungry for the ball right now because it's 1st and goal. Mm-hmm. And they're looking to lay hard hits on anybody they can. So I would keep G out of the play as much as possible unless it's to throw a touchdown pass.
That is true. As the Panthers are trotting back now to the line of scrimmage here. Panthers are in full control now. Back to that I formation. He's under center. Tyler G snaps it, hands it off to Graham Turner. Looks like he'll be swallowed up. Maybe a gain of 1 on that play, which will be a 2nd and goal.
If Graham Turner doesn't like being thrown down after the whistle is already blown.
That is true. It's one thing that, as a ref, you should really call that, but at the same time you shouldn't call it because you don't know if it's intentional or just accidental, just making a big hit on the opposing team. So it'll be 2nd and 7 here with 4 minutes and 24 seconds left. Going back to that I formation. Tyler G's under center. Snaps the ball. Fakes the handoff. He's looking. He throws it. No, B. Caught. No. Yeah. Pass interference. That is a pass interference call. That hopefully will be a pass interference call on number 26, Mario Gainter, which will put the Panthers, if this is a pass interference, on the 1-yard line or the half-inch mark.
It'd be crazy if it wasn't. He tried to tackle him before the ball was even thrown.
He tried to take his head off on that play. So it looked like that is what they're going to call it. But instead of moving him to the 1, they're going to move him up 3 yards to the 4. They should have just put him at the 1 there, since that's where the penalty took place. But regardless, It'll be first and goal for your Cabot Panthers. It's Tyler G going under center here. Hands the ball off. Graham Taylor's just wrapped up. That will be a touchdown. That is a touchdown for your Cabot Panthers.
Makes number 3 for Graham Turner tonight.
What a rushing attack it has been for the Cabot Panthers here tonight as Graham Turner scores once again, making your score 27-14. Cabot with 4 minutes and 12 seconds left here in the third quarter of play.
As that possession took a lot of time off the clock for our Panthers, and it limits the Wildcats to what they can do, and as the kick is nearly blocked and took our kicker, Rhett Thurman, out.
He's slow to get up.
There's not a flag on the play.
Should be roughing the kicker, but instead of El Dorado, Wildcat player is down. And he's up, he's moving, and it'll be 28-14 with 4 minutes and 12 seconds left. Your Cabot Panthers are leading here in Panther Stadium. Evan, what a game this has been for the Cabot Panthers. Coming to this home opener 1-0 after beating the Zebras on their home turf last week. Now looking prime position, up 2 scores with almost 1 more quarter to go in this game. Do you think the Cabot will be able to hold on to this lead and win?
Most definitely, Tristan. Last week, we took the lead from being down.
That is true.
And held it for 2 quarters. Now we just got to hold it for
quarter and a half almost.
Quarter and a half.
Well, I'd like to mention also that Pine Bluff didn't score in the second half, but one time, pity touchdown at the end of the game. You got to give it to them for their own self-confidence. Make the team feel good about themselves. I mean, we were at their home field, but so far, El Dorado hasn't seen the end zone yet. They got the ball to start the second half and went through the interception to Houston Wiley. Now they're finally getting the ball back, and they gave it to us with about 10 minutes left. So the Cabot Panthers have really drove over 6 minutes off the clock here in the third quarter of play. Do you think El Dorado is going to go 3 and out, or do you think they're actually going to put something together on this drive here?
3 and out. But Tristan, what we cannot just blow past us is Rhett Thurman on that kickoff. On the 45, puts it through the uprights.
That is true. Rhett Thurman.
That's a 55-yard field goal.
That is a 55-yard field goal. And given a chance, I do believe Rhett Thurman can make that if given the chance. 65-yard. I think Rhett Thurman has the leg for it. This will be El Dorado ball with 3 minutes 50 seconds left here in the third quarter of play. Cabot is still, after that touchdown by Graham Turner, leading 28-14. It's El Dorado here. Snaps the ball, looking for a pass. He throws it deep. And he's gone. He's at the 10, 5. He'll be brought down about the 5. What a turnover that will be by the Cabot Panthers. Just really whipping that Wildcat butt here in the second half.
Senior steps up strong, Mason Wade.
That's what you want to see your seniors do in their last season as a high school football player, to get those last-second D1 scholarships to anywhere like Arkansas, Ohio State, or any of these big-name colleges. There'll be 3:30 left as your Cabot Panthers will take over in great field position. It'll be first and goal for the Cabot Panthers. Evan, we're a second-half team. Our defense, when night falls, everybody gets fired up in the crowd. Our band starts playing real loud. Our cheerleaders start cheering real loud. We really score. And that'll be a touchdown for Cabot. Just another rushing touchdown for Cabot. It'll be number 4 for Graham Turner. What a night he's had. 3 minutes and 27 seconds left. Touchdown Panthers once again. The score now is 34-14. Cabot is up by 20 points here look to go up 3 scores after the Rhett Thurman PAT. But back to what I was saying, Evan, we are a second half team. When the second half enters, we're just like a whole new energy. Back to the second half of last game, we scored, 22 unanswered points?
22.
This week, we've scored 21 unanswered points. And we're running away with this thing. No matter how much you critique the offensive stuff they've done or how much you critique the defense on the first half, when the second half falls, it's like a whole new life is breathed into this Panther team. I don't know if it's something Coach Reed says at the half or just something that comes over the players. But regardless, this has been one exciting football game for the Cabot Panthers as Rhett Thurman's lining up his kick here, which hopes to be another touchback because he's kicked so many in the first 2 games here for the Cabot Panthers.
Let's see if he can put this one through the uprights.
It wouldn't surprise me if he did. It's Rhett Thurman just back at the 30 to kick it off, getting his team ready. Rhett Thurman runs for it, and he boots it. That is up and is in the end zone for a touchback. Not in the uprights, but it looked like it hit the O of Cabot in the end zone. With 3 minutes and 27 seconds left. With 3 minutes and 27 seconds left, your Cabot Panthers are leading 35-14. Your El Dorado Wildcats will get the ball back here. They just hand the ball off up the gut. And Evan, if my eyes don't deceive me, you know what I think was thrown on that play?
Let me guess. A flag.
You would be correct, sir. It looks to probably be holding on the El Dorado offense. They've had problems blocking all night here tonight.
If you got a flag, they're using it.
You know, I'm surprised the referees haven't run out of flags with how many flags have been thrown here tonight. And so, as the El Dorado offense will move back 5 yards, as it is now 1st and 20. Wow, move back 10 yards, excuse me. Calls for the snap, looking for the pass here, steps in the pocket, he throws it, and that'll be intercept. No, he just missed it.
Kyle McIntyre.
That's the guy that you said will have a big game here tonight. 3 minutes and 6 seconds left. Defense has really been stepping up here in the second half.
As we will look, and hopefully the Panthers will get another interception.
El Dorado steps up, and then almost intercepted. You got to quit playing with my heart like that.
That's 2 by Kyle McIntyre. But guess what?
If he gets another chance, just like Houston Wiley, he will intercept that ball.
That's right, Tristan.
And Evan Thompson, you want to know something? Would you like to know something? A little bit of insight.
I would.
I predict on this play right here, they're going to throw the ball, and Kyle McIntyre is going to get an interception. They're testing our defense. He drops back, looking for a pass. He throws it. No, he'll be swallowed up. No, he'll throw it.
And he will be wrapped up.
Be wrapped up.
Little smack talk going there.
This energy.
Tackled by junior Jaden Riles.
Jaden Riles, I played with him too. What a defensive back he is. Really, really good at laying the boom on opposing receivers. It'll be 2 minutes and 32 seconds left here in the third quarter play. It'll be 4th and 16 for this El Dorado offense. They look to pin the Panthers deep with a good punt here. As they catch a low snap, he boots it. It is a slow line drive, bounces at the 50, and it almost touches the Wildcat, and they'll just be down around the 50-yard line. The Cabot Panthers will take over on the 50. Looks to be on the 50 with 2 minutes, 7 seconds left. Are we going to come out swinging? Are we going to come out swinging, throwing bombs with Tyler G to the Kyle Rudolph and get more points on the board?
Well, of course. If you can end the game early, do it.
That is true, so you can get younger guys some experience. 2 minutes, 7 seconds left. Somebody's tying their shoes on the Cabot Panther offense.
Looks like Cairo.
He said, hold on. Okay, I'm ready. As G sends a man in motion, he snaps it, hands it off. Just wrapped up. That'll be
Number 5, Braden J. on the carry.
Now goes number 5, Braden J. Tackle made by number 48, Quentin Frazier.
this will be 2nd and 13 for your Cabot Panther offense. They lost about 2 yards on that play. So it'll be on the 48 instead of the 50.
Second down and 12.
If they come in the I formation here, are they going to pass it or are they going to run it with Graham Turner? Just like how they scored all tonight.
I really think they'll run it this time.
As instead of being in the I form, they'll be in single back. Tyler G stunts the ball, fakes the handoff, throws it. No beat to Kyle Rudolph with the catch. Oh, he's trying to break free. He just swarmed by a bunch of Wildcats. That'll be a flag on
Cairo.
for, I guess, unsportsmanlike conduct, but that really should have been on the Wildcats for unnecessary roughness because the whistle blew and they were still trying to pull him down on the Cabot sideline, which in my mind was a dangerous move, but sometimes you don't get them all. Is what a catch that was by Cairo.
After the play, dead ball, personal foul, offense, 15-yard penalty.
Be 16 yards lost by the Panthers after that penalty. Minute 18 left here in the third quarter.
That could be the last that we see of Cairo with the lead we have, and after that happening.
Yeah, I don't blame the coaches for wanting to take him out, keep him healthy for next week
Definitely be third down, 21.
against Benton.
3rd down and 21 right here.
Tyler G looking to the sideline to see what Coach Reed has in store here.
As the refs have the game on hold.
Gives Coach Reed perfect time to, I think they're discussing the previous flag possibly. With the minute 18, the game is stopped by the refs. Looks like the Panthers will move up about 3 yards there. So instead, it will be 3rd and 21 for the Cabot Panthers.
Which is the right call. They moved them too far back.
So just hand it off here.
Dante
to number
Barker.
47, Dante Barker. He's
got
loose.
some space.
He's got space. He's gone at the 20, 25. He'll be brought down at about the 10-yard line, and that will be a Cabot Panther first down. With a minute 7 seconds left, what a big-time run that was by Dante Barker.
Tristan,
Yes, sir.
if I recall, you said last game that he was explosive.
I remember saying that.
And we just saw it.
We just saw how explosive Dante Barker really is with that amazing gain as time running down here in the third quarter. It looks like they're just going back to a single back. Hands it off. He'll be just wrapped up in the backfield. 42 seconds and counting left. Time's running down here. 35-14 is your score. Your Cabot Panthers are in the lead. 2nd and 12. They're just looking to the sideline to see what they want to call. As on the sideline, star receiver Kyle Rudolph's talking to his teammates, congratulating them on a great game. Tyler G will hand the ball off. It'll be a fumble on the play. It looks like Cabot may have it. Is El Dorado saying they have it, Cabot saying they have it. And it'll be El Dorado football.
Turnover on the play.
It'll be recovered by number 48. That will be El Dorado ball with 6 seconds left here in the third quarter of play.
Quentin Frazier.
Quentin Frazier recovered that fumble. As now the Panther defense is back on the field. And you know what we have yet to see? A Kyle McIntyre interception. As he just dumps it off in the backfield to his running back. Quarterback's around the edge. There must be 1 second left in the third quarter. How convenient.
That's smart, running out of bounds.
To save 1 second on the clock.
Save every second counts.
What are they going to do with 1 second?
Gives them an extra play.
Like they're going to do something with 1 second left. Anyways, 1 second left here in the third quarter. The El Dorado Wildcats have the ball. Sends the man in motion here. Looks to the sideline. Coach is calling an audible. He's just wiggling, telling him to do something. Snaps the ball, looking. He drops the pass. And they'll be intercepted! That'll be interception for Cabot. Who was that?
Kyle McIntyre.
That was Kyle McIntyre. I told you he was going to get an interception.
Third time's the charm, baby.
That'll be Cabot Panther football. What an interception that was by Kyle McIntyre. I don't know how I'm getting these predictions right, but I'm glad where I'm getting these predictions right. As it'll be in the end of the third quarter, Cabot's leading 35-14.
As that interception wouldn't have been possible if Carson Attaway didn't break up the pass.
What a team player Carson Attaway is.
Red River is proud to support the community of Cabot and the Cabot Panthers.
As he's just always setting his teammates up for perfect interceptions, perfect everything. As now the fourth quarter starting to start. You see the Cabot players all holding up the number 4, signalizing the fourth quarter starting. The last quarter of the game, Cabot is leading 35-14. What a game this has been. For the I don't know what it is about this Cabot team, but it seems like in the second half, as I was saying earlier, new life is breathed into the team.
The defense stepped up their game.
Defense always seems to step up their game in the second half, Evan. As there'll be 12 minutes, start of the fourth quarter, final quarter of the game.
Hey, Tristan.
Hey, Evan.
Guess what?
What's that?
Without that 1 second, Cabot wouldn't have got that interception.
That is true. Looks like what they did with that 1 second was give the ball to the Cabot Panther offense. As others smartly running the football to get clock off, to get the clock run down so they can win the ball game here tonight.
As it looks like fans are leaving. They think the game's over and Cabot has the bag secured.
Game's not over till the final whistle. Tyler G hands the ball off. He'll just be wrapped up in the backfield. Looks like he got to about the 34-yard line. 11:23 left. Clock winding down here. Looks to be second down here for the Panthers offense. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 33.
Is that Tyler G still in there?
Looks to be. It may be Kyle Carmack. Snaps the ball looking. He dumps it off to number 21. He'll just be. That'll be an incomplete pass maybe.
Bet you can't guess what's on the play.
Let me guess. It's our favorite thing, a flag.
You're right.
10 minutes and 53 seconds left here in the game. Wonder who the flag is on this time.
See what the officials say.
Looks like he's waving it off. So there was no flag on the play for the first time in a long time. 10 minutes, 53 seconds. They're substituting Number 4 for number 1. That will be Jake Mowdy coming in for Garrett Freeman. As there looks like they're going back to that I formation. No, they're going to the single back. Snaps the ball, hands the ball off. Just be wrapped up after a gain at about 4 or 5. About the 32. It'll be 4th down.
Here comes Rhett Thurman.
He looks to tackle on 3 points for this Cabot Panther offense. As Tyler G looks like he's standing on the field. Rhett Thurman may not be coming out. As Tyler G is still on the field, Evan. What a gamble this is by Coach Scott Reed.
As Cairo has yet to touch the field again.
I do believe Cairo is done for the night, but I do not know why Tyler G is still out there. They hand the ball off. He looks. He throws it. That is dropped. That was a short touchdown. How he caught the football. So instead of being a first down and maybe more for the Cabot Panther offense, it'll now be 1st and 10. Turnover on down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the El Dorado Wildcats. 9 minutes, 42 seconds left here in the game. Do you think the defense is going to get another turnover here tonight?
I do.
You do?
I do.
You believe it with all your heart?
With all 9 minutes and 42 seconds left in the game, I do.
As the El Dorado Wildcats trotting back on the field. Their last, 3 or 4 drives? No, he just undersnaps it. And that will be recovered by the El Dorado quarterback. But what I was saying was, what has it been, Evan? The past 4 possessions for the Wildcats on offense has been a turnover. Whether it was the interception to Houston Wiley, the interception to Kyle McIntyre.
As it looks, Jaden Riles has replaced Houston Wiley on defense.
He just dumps it out to the backfield to the running back. He almost gets a burst of speed, but he'll be brought down around the 30. Be complete to number 20. That is Devontae Yarbrough.
3rd down and 12.
Be 3rd and 12 for the El Dorado Wildcats. 8 minutes, 46 seconds and counting on the clock here. Cabot still in the lead. And is switching, telling the receiver, go over this way, go that way, so we can maybe get some last-second points on the board. Sending his running back in motion. Snaps the ball, looking for a pass. He has number 3 open. He's not. He just steps up in the pocket. And he looks like he's going to throw. No, he's going to run. That'll be back down by, it looks like, to be number 18. Jarrett Whitman, the junior linebacker. I played with a little with Jarrett Whitman too, and what a defensive player he is. And it'll be 4th down.
And it looks like he brings out starters for this one.
Do you think they're going to get it, Evan? 4th and 3, they have a chance.
4th and 3, if they find that gap.
Which we hope they don't find if they run the ball with the quarterback here. Quarterback keeper, that'll just be blown dead.
Timeout.
Be Cabot timeout. Their 2nd timeout of the half. 8:20 left in the ball game here. Both teams are at the sideline. Watley Chevrolet is always a proud sponsor of CHTV. 8:20 left in the ball game, still on the timeout. Cabot still ahead 35-14. El Dorado has the ball. Lots of fans are making their way out of Panther Stadium. Some are still waiting for that final buzzer. As El Dorado back on offense here. Referees waving them to start the play clock. Snaps the ball looking. Has a hole. And that'll be first down and maybe more. El Dorado just moves up the field past midfield. That'll be brought down at about the 47-yard line. First and 10.
I was looking around here at the fans earlier, and it looks like the Red Sea.
Lots of red here supporting your Cabot Panthers. As we handed off, it's going to be a fumble. Cabot may have it. No, it'll be El Dorado football.
As our band sounds good, as we will see what will happen here. See if Cabot defense can get a stop. El Dorado just runs it up the gut for about a gain of 6 on the play.
7 minutes and 23 seconds left here in the final quarter of play. It's El Dorado just looking for the last second amount of points, last second amount of something to get some life breathed back into this offense. I'll be wrapped up in the backfield, no gain, but that will be caught by number 8. That is Jackie Washington.
And they will have to go for it.
That is true. It'll be 4th and 4. Time's running down here. They're just looking what they want to do. They can't let the ball go back to Cabot, because if they let it go back to Cabot, it's pretty much a done deal.
Done. Over.
Let's put the final nail in the coffin if you don't get this first down here. As they snap it, looking for a pass, steps up in the pocket. He'll be wrapped up in the backfield. That'll be a turnover on downs. But guess what was thrown as he made the tackle, Evan?
Was it a flag?
It was a flag.
See which way this one goes. Holding on the offense. As you could have guessed, the penalty was declined.
On the Wildcats. A lot of penalties on the Wildcats here in the second half. Mainly holding. But there'll be a turnover on downs, which means it'll be a Cabot Panther first down. 6 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the ball game.
Ladies and gentlemen, please note, no one will be allowed on the field until the team has shaken hands. Coach Reed has had a chance to talk to the Panthers. Please do not enter the field until the coaches tell you.
As looks like Kyler Carmack is in at quarterback now, Evan. G is done for the night.
Saving him for next week's game against the Benton Panthers. See which Panther comes out on top.
Kyler Carmack just gains about 5, maybe 6 yards on the play. 6 minutes, just a little over 6 minutes here in the final quarter of play. 35-14 is your score. Maybe the Panthers can put more points on the board on this drive and expand their lead.
Hopefully, and run the time off the clock.
It's been a key part of this Cabot Panther offense is running time off the clock. 5 minutes and 42 and counting left in the fourth quarter of play. Tyler Carmack singles for the ball, hands it off. This will be a gain of about 7 there. What a run that was by the Cabot Panther offense. Well, that was by number 20 of the Cabot Panther offense.
Jacob Parks.
Be 3rd and 5 for the Cabot Panthers. As so many wonderful things has been happening for the Panthers in the second half. Lots of costly turnovers for the Wildcats, which has put the Panthers in the situation that they're in now, leading. Time winding down, 5 minutes left. He throws it deep. That is almost caught, which would have been another Cabot Panther touchdown had he caught that and got a burst of speed. It'd be 4th and 5 with 4 minutes and 56 seconds left in the game.
Once again, a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, there are new things happening at Panther Stadium. After the game,
As it is 4th down now, they elect the punt. Rhett Thurman is back on the field.
for the band to sing the alma mater and then come back on the field with the coaches. Fans are not allowed on the field until the coaches left them.
As they blow a whistle.
Blow the ball dead. Just a short little boot punt by Rhett Thurman. 4 minutes, 53 seconds left in the game. Be a penalty here.
Still 4th down, but will Coach Reed
as they'll be moved up for the Cabot Panthers on 4th and 5.
will this change? Him punting it?
Be a timeout here. Looks to be charged to the Cabot Panther.
He will go for it. It looks like talking to Kyler Carmack on the side.
Well, I don't blame Coach Reed for doing this. He's showing his team that he's better off without him. You know, we talked earlier about the disrespect towards Coach Reed from the Wildcats, which we've seen as they're just going to come out and measure the ball, as after the penalty, it may have given the Panthers a first down here.
It looks to be short just by a couple of
Half
inches.
inch, it is short. So it'll be 4th and 1 for your Cabot Panthers. It's 4 minutes, 53 seconds left on the game clock. Chain Gang just runs back to the sideline as Coach Reed looks to go for it. Maybe he'll run it with Graham Turner.
Brings Tyler G to put his helmet on.
Tyler G's going to run a quarterback sneak.
Tyler G back on the field.
Tyler G back on the field like you had said. He's under center here. Oh, that will be an encroachment which will give the Cabot Panthers a first down. Be a 5-yarder for 4:53 left in the ball game. Cabot still leading 35-14.
Will he keep Tyler G in, or
Would
will
you?
he take him out?
If you were in Coach Reed's position, would you keep Tyler G in?
Looks like Coach Reed did what I would have done. He took him out.
That's smart on Coach Reed's behalf, keeping his star quarterback healthy and non-injured. Kyler Carmack is in the game once again. Calls for the snap, hands it off. That'll be blown dead.
Looks like
There's another flag on the play. It'll be a false start on the offense, bring them back about 5 yards, which will make it 1st and 15. As the Cabot Panthers still have the ball here, just winding down clock, if there is no more flags, to get their team out of here, get some rest, and get ready for practice Monday morning. As he hands the ball off, as he's through the goal hole, and he'll be brought down around the 30-yard line. That will be
Dante.
It'll be number 47, Dante Barker.
That explosiveness again.
Like I was talking about earlier, the explosiveness of Dante Barker will really come and affect the Wildcats here if they don't find a way to prevent that or maybe just limit it. The Cabot Panthers are moving the ball exceptionally well. 4 minutes and 23 seconds left. Since the man in motion hands the ball off to him, he's around.
Garrett Freeman.
Garrett Freeman just swallowed up at about the 33-yard line, keeping the clock moving. El Dorado still has all 3 timeouts, but yet has not used none yet. What a game it's been for Cabot here. Coming into this game 1-0. Winding clock down. Looks to be 2-0 on the season. could have a chance to hopefully go undefeated this year.
I sure hope so, Tristan.
Just hands the ball off. What great power these running back, the depth of these running backs on the Panthers offense has. 48 Quentin Frazier on the tackle for the Wildcats.
As the clock is winding down.
3rd and 4 for the Panthers here. Just looking, buying as much time as they can get to wind clock down. Kyler Carmack looking at his quarterback sheet on his wrist. Sends his running back in motion to his other side.
As he needs to get the ball off.
But it's true. As he snaps it, fakes the handoff. He's running. He won't have nowhere to go. He is sacked. Just flipped. So it'll be 4th and 4 for the Panthers as Rhett Thurman should be coming out here to kick a field goal. 2:39 left in this game of play. Somebody looks to be hurt for the Cabot Panthers offense.
Kyler Carmack.
You hate to see it. I mean, he looks like he's moving. He's putting weight on it. But at the same time, any sort of backups going down or depth going down, you really need to make sure that it's nothing too serious. Because if you lose your star player as well, then who are you going to have to back them up? 2:35 left in the ball game here. Rhett Thurman looks to kick the field goal here. Clock starts again. Snap is up. Hold is good. Kick is up and is no good. Couldn't quite get it there. Don't understand how Rhett Thurman missed that. He's made great kicks all night. As now El Dorado will take over at about their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10, 2:30 left. Nobody has scored. Nothing has changed. Still, your score, Cabot 35, El Dorado 14. El Dorado looks, drops the ball, and that will be almost intercepted. This batted tipped, but was almost intercepted by number 24. That is Lorenzo Finley. No, excuse me, that would be number 24, Jaden Wiles, the junior corner. They're bringing up their DBs here. Snaps the ball, looking for a pass, throws it. That will just be short.
As their passing game is still very weak.
Well, something they struggle with all night. Just haven't quite found a way to manipulate it and really get it going for them. Be 3rd down and 10 for the El Dorado Wildcats. They don't get it here. It's pretty much ball game. As he looks, he's running, and he'll just be knocked out of bounds. That'll be a 4th down for the Wildcats here. 2 minutes, 18 seconds left. Evan, I'm going to go ahead and ask you this now because the game's pretty much over. Since I took offense last week, I'll take defense this week. Who is your offensive MVP of tonight's contest?
It's hard because Tyler as a quarterback running the offense. Cairo had a great catch to score a touchdown. But Graham with 4 touchdowns?
That's a no-brainer right there.
No-brainer. Graham Turner. Now, Tristan, let me ask you. Who is your defensive player of the week?
Well, last week I said 2 players, which was the Kyle Rudolph and Tyler G, since I took offensive side. Tonight, however, I'm going with the one man that really breathed life into the Cabot Panther offense into the second half. And you want to know who that man is, Evan?
Who?
The junior. Houston Wiley
That's what I like to hear. Junior stepping up.
came in, had 2 swats, really told the offense, if you test me again, I'm intercepting that ball. What happened? He was tested, he intercepted the ball, and he got it in the red zone for the Cabot Panthers, which led Graham Turner to score his 3rd or 4th touchdown on the night. He scored so much and had such a great game, I've lost count.
As there is minute 49 left to play in the game.
So the Cabot Panthers, it's pretty much confirmed now.
Oh, it looks like a Wildcat is hurt.
Well, that's going to be about the 3rd or 4th Wildcat that's going down tonight due to cramps, due to some kind of either exhaustion, dehydration, or just something like that. As they're kneeing for their fallen comrade. As student section is really wild here tonight. First home game of the season. But it's pretty much confirmed at this point, Evan, as your Cabot Panthers will end the game in this game with the win, with another win in the win column. So their season will now be the record will now be 2-0, and El Dorado will now be 1-2.
As he threw down. Oh!
Just a little scuffle there between both teams.
Threw down our quarterback who didn't even have the ball, Caleb Allen, as I think he realized that and just decided he could get away with a hit right there.
That is true. Is Coach Tree excited that he beat his former team?
Oh, you know it.
That is true. I would be excited too to show that I'm better off without my old team, without them holding me back.
It's not that I think they were holding him back. I think he just had better options.
Which the best option was Cabot. As now they're 2-0, pretty much confirmed. As there's little over a minute here in the final quarter of play. As the clock will stop, be a delay a game on the Cabot offense. Such an exciting contest between these two teams. I know here in the booth, plays from Graham Turner, Houston Wiley, Kyle McIntyre was exciting to call. Evan, what is your play of the night?
Tristan, I really think it was Houston Wiley's interception. And here's why. You come out, your first possession on defense after the half.
Mm-hmm.
And you come out with an interception like that, you see what it led to. It led to 2 more interceptions, one by Mason Wade and another one by Kyle McIntyre. It set the tempo for this half.
That's hard to disagree with. But the highlight, really, the flashiest highlight of tonight would be Kyle McIntyre's interception. As Carson Attaway tipped it, and Kyle McIntyre came out of nowhere and got the interception, which led to another Cabot Panther touchdown.
As this looks to be the game as the time runs off the clock and El Dorado has a player down.
Well, that's pretty much the game here in Cabot. Your final score, Cabot 35, El Dorado 14. For CHTV Sports, I'm Tristan Holland.
And I'm Evan Tonneson.
Good night, everybody.